Hey, this is Chris with Rekkid Talk. We're going to do 5 Rekkids in 5 minutes. And the way we're doing it today, these are 5 Rekkids that I recently bought in the vinyl community auction. So some of these came from Rob the Waxed, some of these came from Patrick the Vinyl Archivist. So let's get into it. First, we'll go through the stuff I got from the Waxed. So I had to fight off eager young millennial slash Gen Zer Nick Rudeau, but you're not going to get Candy Apple Gray out of the hands of a Generation Xer. So this is the Record Store Day edition on gray vinyl. This was the first Husker Du album I ever had, and I had it on cassette back in the day. And I really like this album, I think, a lot more than most Husker Du fans care for this particular record. Again, it's sort of the idea of the first record of a band you're really into that you hear you may like a lot more than a standard. And then a couple of punk records from him as well. Well, I guess we have Husker Du. So we have Pop Defects. This was from late 80s. They were a Seattle-based band. They had some surf rock going on there on this little minor label called Heart Murmur Records. This was kind of the throw-in in his punk package. And I think they put out a couple of records in the early 90s as well. They never really made it big. They didn't really have the grunge sound going with them. But I liked this record. And then the one that was more was this L.A. Punk band called the Gears Rockin' at Ground Zero. This is a pretty desirable record for punk fans. As you can see, I'm not going to take the album out of the plastic. You can see that this album has definitely been water damaged, is in trouble. They've definitely got that punkabilly look going on. And I found that they kind of sound like the Ramones with maybe a little bit more of even a little bit more of the 50s vibe in it. Play Gems Records, 1980. Let's Go to the Beach. Don't Be Afraid to Pogo. Those are some pretty cool songs. I Smoke Dope. Yeah. So that was some good, fun stuff. And then we got a couple of records from the Vinyl Archivist. So here we have Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. Notice they don't really emphasize the of Invention. Absolutely Free. This is from 1967. They're on the Verve label. So you got them and the Velvet Underground along with the sort of the jazz lineup they had. So this is some pretty wacky stuff. Some of it's psychedelic, some of it's jazzy. I mean, it's just kind of Frank Zappa-y. And Send Money. And the various mothers at that point of time. So there you go. Some Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. Then we're going to jump up a couple of decades. Let's jump up to mid-80s. So let's get some Tesla, Mechanical Resonance. So again, this would have been an album that I would have had on cassette back in the day. And then when I had my great hair metal purge at some point when I was in college, I sold off most of those. And this was one that I always kind of regretted selling because Tesla's actually pretty good. They're probably one of those bands that really shouldn't have been lumped in with hair metal. Although, okay, guys, you did have the look. But I just spun this, and this has got some cool songs on it. Like them, and I got Cinderella fairly recently, and I like that as well. And so I'm pretty stoked to have this on vinyl. So there you go, 5 Rekkids in 5 minutes. We got some Husker Du, we got some Pop Defect, we got the Gears, we got Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, and we got some Tesla.